Hey, what's up, Blaze gang? Gang, gang. How y'all doing out there, man? I hope y'all blessed, man. Y'all families blessed. I just want to drop a quick discussion video about Redfall. Now, this isn't a video that's gonna be, you know, trashing the developers and nothing like that, man. Cause no matter what y'all think of the game or what I think of the game, every game that comes out takes hundreds of man hours to put together a game. Cool. Some more than others. Whatever. This is not what this video is about. It's just my opinion on the game and why it's just not interesting to me. Now, it's just my opinion. All y'all are gonna get butthurt if you enjoy the game. I really don't know how, but if you enjoy the game, I'm not mad at you. Guess what? I'm not mad at you. I could give two fucks. This is just how I feel about the game. Did I give it a fair chance and play more than over an hour? Not really. I didn't need to. I seen all I needed to see. See, one thing about games, I don't want to get off on a rant, but one thing about games, they got that first hour. I think it's like the first hour to 3 hours to pull you into it. Now, if it's very story-driven campaign, that first hour is huge. But 1 to 3 hours to really pull you in. Okay? If you fail to do that, then half of it, they're not going to enjoy the game. Yeah, it can look as good as it wants to, and some games look like shit, but have amazing gameplay and amazing stories. So I learned that back in the day. Everything's not about graphics. So, but let's touch on the graphics real quick. So in 2023, we're getting a game. Now the art style the art style is fine. Whatever, you're going with the new, a different type of art style. Cool, that's all fine and dandy. If it looked good, you know what I'm saying? Like, right off the rip, we were chewing on the vampire in the opening scene because it's like, yo, their hands are big as fuck. Like, but that's not a problem to me. That's really not. So the problem with it is, man, releasing a game that looks like that in 2023. Okay, fine, whatever. I can live with the graphics. So we're not even gonna harp on the graphics. Yeah, the graphics are kind of meh, very bland. But again, the game's not about graphics, so I'm not gonna keep reiterating the same thing. The graphics was Superman to me, but what really blows my mind is that when I played this game, at first I didn't really realize what it was that was bothering me. It was like hurting my eyes, making my head hurt, and I'm like, I've never been one of those FPS, sucker ass dudes. Is I got 240 FPS, bro. Who cares? I've never been one of those people, but there is a key difference between a game running on 60 FPS and a game running on 30 FPS. Excuse me. Now, it's a greater number, but immediately I was like, yo, why is this game why does it feel like this, man? It's like super clunky and just like slow as hell, like moving at first. So I'm like, so it hit me halfway through, I'm like, oh, it's the FPS, bro. Is this at 30? I'm like, no way, this shit's at 30 FPS. So my problem with the FPS in a game like that, it's got to be 60 FPS. It's an action game. There's stuff going on, whatever. It's got to be 60 FPS, man. If you drop in a game that looks the fidelity looks like the one in Redfall, and you can only give us 30 frames per second on a Series X, bro, like, that's a huge problem for me because you didn't use the assets to make the game pretty. You don't have ray tracing in it. You don't have, the environments aren't super detailed. They're not even good. So you didn't use the assets for that. So why couldn't we get 60 frames per second? Changing this game to 60 frames per second would automatically make it 20 times better. And I'm not exaggerating. It'll make it 20 times better just in the regular day-to-day gameplay. All right, cool. We're running about, I don't want to run too long, but okay, so that was huge for me. That's a problem. But whatever, I'm gonna play through it. I didn't want to be one of those, I'm not gonna play it because it's not 60 frames. So we played it, and I was playing with my brother and my cousin. So I was kind of excited for this game, but when we booted it up and we started playing, I just, it's so lackluster. It's not inspiring. Like, it doesn't pull you in, and that's my thing. The graphics would have been fine if it pulled us in. If the gameplay was just so good, it was not. The fucking trailer had me hyped. Like, this could have been something really good if the right team got this game and made it a different way. This game could actually be really good. But they had a good formula at the beginning, but you could tell it was blown way out of proportion. Anyways, so I'm not fucking with the 30 frames per second. It's just, it's inexcusable, especially when your game is not of high fidelity. The graphics aren't bleeding edge. So why can you use the assets and resources to give it 60 frames per second? The Series X is more than powerful enough to give 60 frames per second with a game that looks like that. Okay, moving on. So, like I said, capture your attention. That's my biggest thing. I played about an hour or so, my brother and my cousin, and I go through a lot of games with them. We team up, we do it, we get it in. I played that 1.5 hours with them. I'd had no desire to play it ever again. Hell, they didn't even hit me up to play it again. I know they didn't play it again because it's ass. It didn't pull you in. The story's not super. You know, it's not this huge, greatly written story. It's not, it's a run of the mill generic ass story. Okay, but it's not executed right. And you could have ran with that same topic, like whatever they took over and changed the sky or whatever the fuck the whole thing is. Again, I don't care. But the main thing is, it did not capture my attention. I don't care. I don't care about this game. I'm uninstalling this game, and I'm not playing it anymore because the other part of it is, if you're gonna make a game like this, so I said 1 hour to get 1 to 3 hours to get your attention. If you, that's for that. And this is a hybrid game where it's story driven and it's co-op. So this is where you could have really killed the game. We're dying in the gaming community for a good multiplayer game where we can have fun and it matter. That's all. That's the main thing you needed to do. The gameplay needed to be over the top good, and everything else would have fell in line. We could have lived with that. You could have still got an eight score on this game if you just did that. Now, if I'm playing by myself, I probably would turn this off in 30 minutes. But I'm playing with my guys, and it's nothing great. I'd rather run around with them in Warzone, and trust me, I fucking hate Warzone. I'll be honest with you. I'm a multiplayer player, and I think all the real OG players that play shooters that from way back in the day, we get our bread and butter in multiplayer. I'm sorry. You motherfucking camping ass Warzone players, you can't fuck with me and a free for all or anything like that. That's where I've honed my skills. Anyways, getting off topic. So that is the major flaw I have in this. There's three major flaws. One, it does not capture your attention. Two, the frame rate. The frame rate is shitty. It makes the game choppy. Three, the co-op aspect of the game. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Like my brother, we'll play through some shitty games sometimes. When I tell you nobody messaged me to play that game again, that says it all, man. You didn't put out a good game. I felt like, how could you go over this game and be like, okay, yeah, this is fire. Like, they did a bang up job in the fucking trailer. Like, I was like, yo, this is dope. I told my brother and my cousin, like, okay, we on that day one, and it's on Game Pass, whatever, fuck you PlayStation crybaby ass motherfuckers, whatever. It's on Game Pass, so we get it. And that's it, man. Like I said, it's already getting long. So, like I said, I broke it down. I know it's a lot of rambling, but I really just wanted to put it on my platform and just speak on it real quick for the short time I had it. I think I have footage of it, so I mean, it'll probably be in this video. If I don't have footage with it, I'll put something that's better than this game in it, and we'll just talk over it. I mean, really, I don't have to get footage of this game because, trust me, you're not missing anything. If anything, I can, up the resolution, and even with compression, it'll look 1,000 times better. Because when I release this video, it's going to be in 60 frames per second, not fucking 30 frames per second. Okay, last generation, we had many games with 60 frames per second. Now, it was a little bit harder with that generation, but when the 1X came out, that's what it was. It was a mid-generation jump. which I hope none of these consoles do. Like, just grind it out, use the hardware, jump on the next one. Okay, so final conclusion, and this is something I'm bringing to Blaze Entertainment. It's going to be a new thing. I remember watching a video, a YouTube channel back in the day. I cannot remember the guy's name. I want to say he's a white dude. It was so funny to me. He just killed it, man. So we're gonna use his same rating, and for these shit games that we uninstall and that are fucking lackluster and lazily put together, y'all say it with me. For the first one of the channel, we're gonna give Redfall an immediate uninstall and the patented new tag, rest in piss. The game shit. Fuck off. Okay, now that that's over, y'all already know what time it is, man. Stay blessed, stay fresh, and damn sure, stay blazed. Peace.